Welcome to the 12-Minute Talks podcast presented by MALM Life and Health Insurance Agency. Learn actionable insights from our guests in just 12 minutes. Each episode features business owners, entrepreneurs, and industry experts who share their experiences and strategies.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the 12-Minute Talks podcast. I'm excited to have with us today Nirva Duvert from from ND Accounting and Tax Services. And so it's really going to be an interesting topic for today. Nirva, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so this is, everybody's always worried about their taxes. Oh, it's tax season. I filed an extension, which I don't know if that's good or bad. I hear that you're still getting charged every day that you don't file, but we'll go into some tips there for business owners a little bit later. Why don't you tell the audience a little bit about how you got started in accounting?
Yeah. So in accounting, I had spent many years working in accounting in various fields, retail, port agency, energy, healthcare. But my journey into entrepreneurship began in a very unexpected way. So the company that I was working with in the accounting, it was in 2018, in the late 2018, they decided to relocate the entire department to another state. And just like that, I found myself laid off and asking what's next. So instead of jumping into the job market, I took it as a sign and to pursue, something that I had on my heart for the longest time, which was starting my own business. And my daughters were my biggest cheerleaders. They constantly reminding me of that dream and gave me the courage to take the leap. And my husband was very supportive also. So I went back to school to pursue my MBA while I was launching ND Accounting and Tax Services. It was challenging to say the least because I had to balance graduate studies, raising a family, and building the business at the same time. But it was the most um, empowering and rewarding experience of my life. So now, 5 years later, because I started it in 2019, so 5 years later, I'm very proud of the progress that I made in my business, helping individuals and businesses manage their finances with clarity. And you know so I take it as a lesson that was, it started as a career setback, but really we're making a difference in people's lives. So I'm very proud of that.
Fantastic. I mean, it's great to be able to turn something negative into a positive. And, a lot of people now might be getting laid off, right, with AI
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
all this other stuff, whatever's going on, right?
Hmm.
And it could be a good opportunity to venture on their own. And it's never easy, right? Like you mentioned, but at least you had support, which always helps, right? Because I could imagine nothing worse than trying something new and the people around you are like, oh, why are you even doing that? Or I don't know, whatever they want to
Yeah.
say, right? But at the end of the day, it's important to go out there and do what you think is good for you. And now you're getting to make a difference in other business owners' lives, right? And
Yeah.
so, what would you say sets you apart from maybe other accountants in your industry?
Really, I could say my personal touch, and also the fact that I'm able to give insight to business owners. Um, with also the fact that my business journey started in a very particular way. I know how to empathize with business owners, and I understand their challenges. So I don't just crunch numbers. I try to understand their goals from the get go. So I usually have a meeting with them to really drill down into their pinpoints and to understand what they are looking for, and make a plan around it. So yeah, so it's really a mix of the personal connection, the insight that I can give them, and the commitment that I really, put into it to create lasting impact.
That's great. Very, very good. Yeah, it's important to have somebody that's not just, oh, I can do taxes like anybody can do taxes, right? But really, like you said earlier, like knowing your numbers provides clarity, right? I
Yeah.
don't know if that's word for word what you said, but something like
Mhm.
that, right? Um,
Yeah.
and what are some tips for business owners when it comes to um, filing their taxes or tax planning in general?
Well, I would say not to wait the last minute, because tax planning, it's a long year round thing. It's not, you know, when tax season is there. Otherwise, it's too late to really plan and to really maximize their tax savings. So it start early. The earlier you plan, you become proactive, and you have more control on your finances. You have more control on your cash, and you can maximize really all the legitimate tax deductions and tax write-offs and tax credits, to really pay less, right? What's the point of paying more when you can pay less? But that all start with planning.
So in other words, don't procrastinate, and then it'd be April and be like, oh, now I owe all these taxes, and it might
Exactly.
be a little too late, right, to
Exactly.
to do
And
things.
yes, and the other thing is to really take a look at your cash flow on a regular basis. Like, look at your financial reports, like your profit and loss, your financial, your balance sheet. Track your cash flow all year round, not just, it's because it's important to understand the numbers. The numbers, it's like gives you a story of your financial situation. But if you don't understand it, you will not make sound decision to help your business grow.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like we always say, knowledge is power, right? And if you don't know your numbers, you're not really, you might have an idea, right, of what it is, but you won't be able to make decisions if you need to, I don't know, buy new machinery or uh, hire new staff, right? If you don't know, at the end of the
Exactly.
day, if the cash flow is not there, then you're just deciding based on, oh, I need this, but you know, it has to make sense. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, because there are different things also. You can be you think that you are profitable, and you don't see where the cash is, where the cash goes, or you want to increase your cash, but how do you do that if you don't know your numbers, if you don't look at them and see what it tells you, right? So
For sure, for sure. And can you tell me a story of maybe a business that you helped that, they were totally lost and then they met you and you helped them out come to the other side?
oh yeah, I have several examples. Uh, the most recent was a healthcare um, professional, and I actually helped him really have a clarity, because he had no idea. When you are a business owner, you know your craft, you know what you are doing, but you have no idea of how really to strategize, or how to stay in compliant, then especially with taxes, right? So I help first create an accounting system, and to set his record straight, and also to file and amend some previous tax returns that were not done correctly, and really set him up for success of going forward now, even if he, had to work on his own. He knows exactly what to do now to set his business for success, and to also implement some strategies to minimize his taxes and increase cash flow.
The two things that every business owner wants to do, right?
Mhm.
Minimize taxes, increase cash flow, right?
Absolutely,
So
absolutely. Yeah. And
that's great. Hmm.
yeah, and you increase cash flow by minimizing your taxes as well, right? So when you pay less tax, you have more in your pocket, and you can use that money to either reinvest, or, to use it for yourself. But there's a strategy in it. It's not, you will not be able to do that when it's tax time. It's too late.
For sure. And Nirva, how can somebody reach out to you if they would like more information about your services?
Yeah, they can contact me by sending an email to info@ND Accounting and Tax Services. Sorry, info@ndaccountingandtax.com, or they can simply visit my webpage at www.ndaccountingandtax.com, and schedule a consultation through the consultation link.
Great. And like always, we will have all of the links down below so anybody listening or watching the episode can connect with our guest today. And I just wanted to quickly introduce myself for those of you that don't know who I am. My name is Lorena Tomasini, and besides being the host of the 12 Minute Talks podcast, I also own Mom Life and Health Insurance Agency, where we help families and businesses with their financial protection needs. And Nirva, it's been great having you share all of this valuable information with us today. I do have one last question for you. You mentioned tips about, not waiting till the last minute and increasing your cash flow by reducing taxes. What could be maybe one more tip to leave viewers or listeners with today when it comes to taxes?
When it comes to taxes, I would say, make sure that you pay your make your estimated tax payment on time, because uh, n- filing on your tax return on time is one thing, but also you get penalized when you don't make estimated tax payment on time. So there are penalties and interest added to that. So you will see at the end of the year, or next year when you file your tax return, you get a penalty for not making those estimates, because the IRS is a pay as you go system, which means that every quarter you're required to make an estimated tax in payment, based on your income. So I would say, to get into that, it's never too late, because these accrue day by day, right? So that's one of my tip. And don't wait the last minute again. Don't procrastinate. Make sure your books are in order, and that you look at those numbers on a regular basis. Contact a professional when you're not sure, because you're not alone.
Great. Yeah, definitely procrastination is one of those that in every industry it seems like an issue. People think they have all this time, but then also not paying taxes on time. I think, yeah, you're just creating a bigger debt at the end of the day, right? By not
That's
doing it on
correct.
time. Yeah.
That is correct.
Minerva, thank you so much for this valuable information. Is there
Thank
anything else you would like to add?
Well, thank you, Lorena, for having me. It was a pleasure. And, it's, as I say, it's not too late, because people don't realize that, you can save there are so many ways that you can increase cash flow, but you don't know what you don't know. So make sure that you partner with a professional, like me. I'm very reachable, and I can work with you, and, to make sure that you maximize your tax savings. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
Like we always like to say, delegate because you're an expert in your field. Um, so like if you're an attorney, you don't know taxes, right? So like you need to hire a professional to help with that. Well, thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning into this episode of the 12-Minute Talks podcast, presented by MALM Life and Health Insurance Agency. If you enjoyed today's conversation, remember to share and subscribe. Connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Remember to make it a great day.